What if the history you think you know is merely a carefully curated illusion? What if the foundational narratives of a nation are built upon concealed truths, whispered secrets, and events some tried to bury forever? America's past is not a simple, linear progression of triumphs. It is a complex, often contradictory fabric, woven with threads of darkness and light. Beneath the surface of celebrated milestones lie profound puzzles. These are the stories deliberately obscured, overlooked, or actively suppressed from public consciousness. They challenge our understanding of justice, power, and the very soul of a nation. Prepare to journey into the hidden corners of American history. We will uncover events that defy belief, reshape perspectives, and force us to confront uncomfortable realities. From the ashes of a prosperous Black community to the chilling betrayal within medical science and the enduring enigma surrounding a presidential assassination, these narratives demand our attention. They are not just historical footnotes. They are vital keys to understanding the present. The Tulsa Race Massacre, a city ablaze. In the early 20th century, Tulsa, Oklahoma, was home to Greenwood, a vibrant and thriving Black community. Known as Black Wall Street, it boasted successful businesses, elegant homes, and a self-sufficient economy. This prosperity was a testament to Black resilience and entrepreneurial spirit. It stood as a beacon of hope and achievement. However, this success was viewed with resentment by some in the surrounding white community. Racial tensions simmered beneath the surface, fueled by systemic racism and economic envy. The stage was set for an unimaginable tragedy. On May 30th, 1921, a young Black man named Dick Rowland was accused of assaulting a white elevator operator. The accusation, later recanted, ignited a powder keg of racial animosity. Rowland was arrested, and a local newspaper published an inflammatory article, further escalating tensions. A white mob gathered outside the courthouse, demanding Rowland be handed over. Armed Black veterans arrived to protect him, leading to a confrontation. A shot was fired, and chaos erupted. The mob, numbering in the thousands, turned its fury on Greenwood. For 2 days, the district was systematically looted and burned. White residents, some deputized, others simply part of the mob, unleashed a reign of terror. Airplanes were reportedly used to drop incendiary devices, a horrifying first in American domestic conflict. The police and National Guard were slow to intervene, and in some cases, actively participated in the destruction. Homes, businesses, churches, and schools were reduced to ashes. The vibrant community that had taken generations to build was annihilated in a matter of hours. Survivors were rounded up and held in internment camps, their lives shattered. Official reports downplayed the casualties, but survivor accounts painted a far grimmer picture. Hundreds are believed to have died, though the exact number remains unknown. The massacre was largely erased from history books for decades, a deliberate act of collective amnesia. The motivations behind this atrocity were complex, rooted in racial hatred, economic jealousy, and a desire to maintain white supremacy. The aftermath was devastating, leaving a scar on the nation's conscience that took generations to acknowledge. The destruction of Black wealth and the trauma inflicted on survivors had ripple effects for decades. The story of Tulsa forces us to confront the brutal realities of racial violence in America. It reveals how easily prosperity can be targeted and how quickly justice can be denied. It is a stark reminder of the fragility of progress and the enduring power of systemic racism. The Tuskegee Syphilis Study, a betrayal of trust. For 40 years, from 1932 to 1972, the United States Public Health Service conducted a chilling experiment in Macon County, Alabama. It was known as the Tuskegee Study of Untreated Syphilis in the Negro Male. This study stands as one of the most egregious ethical violations in American medical history. The premise was deceptively simple. Observe the natural progression of untreated syphilis in Black men. 600 impoverished African American sharecroppers were enrolled, 399 with latent syphilis, and 201 without the disease. They were promised free medical care, meals, and burial insurance. However, the participants were never informed of their diagnosis. They were told they had bad blood, a vague term used to describe various ailments. Crucially, they were never given informed consent, a fundamental ethical principle. They were unaware they were part of a non-therapeutic experiment. Even more horrifying, when penicillin became the standard and highly effective treatment for syphilis in the 1940s, it was deliberately withheld from the infected men. Researchers actively prevented them from accessing treatment, even going so far as to block their conscription into the military, where they would have received mandatory medical examinations and treatment. The study continued for decades, as men suffered from the debilitating effects of the disease. They experienced blindness, neurological damage, heart disease, and ultimately, death. Their wives and children also contracted the disease, unknowingly. The researchers prioritized observation over human life and well-being. The motivations behind this study were rooted in a deeply flawed and racist scientific paradigm. There was a prevailing belief that black individuals were inherently different physiologically, and that syphilis manifested differently in them. This dehumanizing perspective allowed researchers to justify their unethical actions. The aftermath of the Tuskegee study was profound and far-reaching. When the truth finally came to light in 1972, it sparked national outrage. It led to the establishment of the National Research Act of 1974 and the creation of the National Commission for the Protection of Human Subjects of Biomedical and Behavioral Research. This commission developed the Belmont Report, which outlined ethical principles for human subject research, respect for persons, beneficence, and justice. The study irrevocably damaged trust between the African American community and the medical establishment. Its legacy continues to impact healthcare disparities and vaccine hesitancy today. It serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked scientific ambition and systemic racism within institutions. The Tuskegee study is a story imprinted in the very fabric of medical ethics, a chilling testament to the consequences of dehumanization. The assassination of President Kennedy, an enduring enigma. On November 22, 1963, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas. The event sent shockwaves across the nation and the world. It remains one of the most scrutinized and debated moments in American history. The official narrative points to a lone gunman, Lee Harvey Oswald, but the questions and controversies persist to this day. The immediate aftermath was a whirlwind of confusion and grief. Oswald was apprehended quickly, but his own assassination just 2 days later by Jack Ruby only deepened the mystery. The Warren Commission was established to investigate the assassination, concluding that Oswald acted alone. Their findings, however, failed to quell public skepticism. The lone gunman theory posits that Oswald, firing from the Texas School Book Depository, delivered the fatal shots. This explanation, while officially accepted, has been challenged by numerous inconsistencies and unanswered questions. The trajectory of the bullets, the speed of the shots, and the infamous magic bullet theory have all been points of contention. Alternative theories abound, ranging from organized crime involvement to Cuban or Soviet plots, and even a conspiracy within the U.S. government itself. Each theory attempts to fill the gaps left by the official report, drawing on witness testimonies, forensic evidence, and declassified documents. The sheer volume of conflicting information has fueled decades of speculation. The motivations behind the assassination, if indeed there was a conspiracy, remain elusive. Was it political? Ideological? Personal? The lack of a definitive, universally accepted answer has allowed the mystery to fester, becoming a permanent fixture in the American psyche. The why of Kennedy's death is as debated as the how. The aftermath of the assassination fundamentally altered the course of American politics and society. It ushered in an era of profound distrust in government institutions. The public's faith in official narratives was shaken, paving the way for a more cynical view of power. The event became a touchstone for conspiracy theories, influencing how Americans perceive major historical events. Despite countless investigations, books, and documentaries, the full truth remains elusive. The Kennedy assassination is more than just a historical event. It is a cultural phenomenon, a symbol of lost innocence and enduring uncertainty. It forces us to grapple with the limits of official explanations and the persistent human need for closure. The unanswered questions continue to echo through time, a testament to a wound that never fully healed. These stories are not isolated incidents. They are glimpses into the hidden corners of America's past, moments when the veneer of progress and justice was brutally stripped away. They remind us that history is not a static collection of facts, but a living, breathing narrative, constantly being reinterpreted and rediscovered. The past is never truly gone. It lingers in the collective memory, in the scars of communities, and in the ongoing struggle for truth and reconciliation. These narratives challenge us to look beyond the headlines, to question official accounts, and to seek out the voices that were silenced. The truth, when finally unearthed, can be far more shocking than any fiction. If you found this journey into America's untold stories as eye-opening as we did, Hit that like button and share it with your friends. What other hidden histories do you believe deserve to be brought into the light? Let us know in the comments below. Your insights and questions help us all uncover more. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the past, exploring the mysteries and revelations that shape our world. Join our community as we continue to peel back the layers of history. This is just one piece of a much bigger picture. Watch the next video to explore the full story. What you'll discover might surprise you.